So, just recently the UK government released a statement on how it was going to tackle the coronavirus. Footman447 released a video the other day, which you may or may not have seen, but this video does an amazing job explaining the decisions made by the government. Although this video was a very good explanation and too has a very good theory behind it, I don't necessarily agree. And so, in this video, I'm going to explain the flaws behind their theory. Footman447 uses a bucket of water, which represents the population, and a bottle, which represents the healthcare system here in the UK. In the bottom of the bottle, we have a hole, which represents the people that recover from the virus. The video shows that if we have a steady stream of cases, then the healthcare system can deal with it. Because as you can see, the amount of people that can actually recover from the virus actually slip through the net and then recover. If it all comes at once, then what it does show is that the healthcare system cannot deal with it. Water will then in turn go everywhere, and the healthcare system will not be able to actually deal with the problem in hand. Also in the video they show that if they were to quarantine people right now, then this number will go down, meaning that we're going to be in a very good place in the short term, and in the long term then, once people come out of quarantine, we're going to have a similar problem where the virus will start to spread again. He then goes on to say that what the government are wanting to do and what their plan is let this level fill up, so let a certain amount of people in effect get infected by the virus up to a certain point, and then what they're going to look to do then is quarantine at that point. The reason that he and the government are saying potentially why is because they don't think that we can quarantine for long enough, and we have only one shot at actually quarantining our country. Here's where I disagree. We do not know how many number of infected people we have in this country, or in this case, how much water is infected. We don't know because we've stopped community testing, and we know that you can carry the virus for 2 weeks without showing any symptoms or even knowing that you have it. We also don't take swabs. We don't swab people like a lot of countries do, and actually there's no real way of proving that if you have the coronavirus or if you don't until you actually swab people. So here's what I think will happen if we don't act now. Take this glass. This glass is now the healthcare. The reason that I've picked an object smaller than the one before is because, well, the healthcare system is already dealing with other problems. So with other clients, with other patients that have problems, not just COVID-19. Coke. Coke is now the population. The reason I've picked Coke is, well, because it's fizzy, and fizzy is unpredictable. Just like the number of cases, no one can predict the amount of cases that we're going to have, just like no one can predict the amount of fizz that will be made when you pour Coke into a glass. And finally, ice cream. Ice cream is now the infected people that we don't know about because we've not tested them. So let's just have a play with the government's theory of just watching and waiting for the healthcare system to fill up with people with coronavirus. So they're just watching, they're just waiting, and it's filling up steadily at this point, and that's what's happening now. I get that, I'm not disagreeing. So let's just say that once it reaches this point, the government then decide eventually that this is now the point where we feel like it's probably time to quarantine the country and stop people going out, stop people going to work, stop people coming in and out of the country. So we're quarantining, we're putting a full quarantine in place. The thing that they've missed, in my opinion, is that this doesn't just stop. This isn't just going to stop at this line right here, because over in this box over here we have the ice cream. Remember, the ice cream are the people that are infected that don't know it yet because they've not been tested, number one, or they're in that 2 week period where they don't show any symptoms. So The UK government has since decided to quarantine the country, and then all of these people that are sick, that are unwell, seek medical advice, look for help, go to the healthcare system for help, and as you can see now, they start to fizz that pot over. They start to pile in. The government try their best to make sure that they can cover all of these patients, and as you can see, well, it's a bit of a mess. Not only that, over here we've still got a full bucket full of people that have got sick, that cannot get into this glass, that cannot get help, they cannot get into the healthcare system at this point. This delay from the government is simply a gamble. We had the Cheltenham Festival on last week here in the UK, and I can nearly say that every single person going to that event or gambling on that event will have known what they were gambling on. They would have done their research into what they were going to potentially lose their money on given the result of the race. And that's with money. The government are gambling on the unknown with people's lives. Just let that sink in for a minute. This isn't some gamble that whereby they have the knowledge of what's going to happen if this goes wrong. We don't know. We don't know the full extent of this virus. We don't know what long-term problems the coronavirus may cause us. We still have no vaccine, and we still don't even know truly how it's spread. If they want this to stop, then they have to act now. We've experienced it from other countries, the effect of what happens if you don't act aggressively and soon enough, and we've also seen the effect from other countries that have acted aggressively and nipped it in the bud when that problem started. It's really this simple. The more that people socialise, the more people will get it, then more people will need help, then in turn more people will have to be neglected, and then sadly more people will die. Stop now, the less people will die. Simple. We don't want that to happen. It is nice as a drink though. Bit messy, but pretty nice.